So I'm sensing an overwhelm, and there's a part doesn't know where to start.
Okay. It's always tough when you don't know.
Okay, so 2 days ago, I was doing my walk at the beach here, and as I'm walking, I locked eyes with someone, some girl, and Lucifer came up, and she had a very similar pattern to that girl I almost had sex with in the water about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, a month,
Mm.
where she, the way she embodies her emotions is chaotic in a way that I like it very much. And when she laughs so loud and with so much freedom. I love it because it mirrors back to me the parts that I have suppressed or disowned.
Mm-hmm.
After a few minutes, she came to my house, and there was this moment I could see very clearly how we're pacing the levels of trust with her parts in opening up to me.
And we is Lucifer and you? You said we were
No,
pacing them?
my parts and her parts.
And her. Okay.
We went to the shower together, and I saw how her so she's very into dancing. And take me back a month ago, I wouldn't be able to resonate with her. Like she almost always needs movement. And this time and now it was very natural for me to move with her and kind of dance, like doing contact dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this moment. So on the one side, there was the part from last session or 2 sessions ago that said maybe I should chill with opening my heart and connecting with women because it is overwhelming. And then when I saw her inner child come up in a certain way, it got me so emotional that it made me cry. And I was with my eyes closed. And I heard a part say, "This is why I will never give up." And this is the meaningful connection that is formed.
Okay. So you've been connecting with that since then?
That was Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Then Sunday, I had the ecstatic dance. But then was something very interesting. So the dynamic with that girl, it showed me let's say, heaven, and when I was at the ecstatic, there was a lot of heaviness. So a part that is in hell opened up,
Mhm.
and that part that was in hell was listening to music where, like very strong, like death metal and very heavy kind of music that he resonates with, saying how he didn't even speak too much. He was just shouting out of agony. Then I don't remember exactly what he said, but I got the perception that it seems like this part is not connected to the heaven parts that I saw thanks to the girl.
Mhm. Yeah. What
So
is
that
it connected to?
just in hell, isolation, fear, pain.
Okay.
So then I had this spontaneous inspiration, and I was curious if that part is even aware or connected to the other parts that came up thanks to the dynamic with that girl.
Yeah.
That part said no. That was surprising to me. So then I asked it if it would like to connect to the, let's say, more higher vibration part of the
Mhm.
system.
Mhm.
And that part's reaction was no. I was,
Yeah.
that's
Curious
interesting.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So why not? And then that part came from a paradigm that because he was afraid that if he will connect to the higher vibration parts, then for some reason his negative emotion would not be able to fully experienced or processed properly.
Mhm.
That was weird for me to hear that.
Yeah.
So after some negotiation, that part started to speculate that maybe there's another option than him staying in this low vibration hell place. So let's say that part was here and the other parts were here.
Mhm.
I literally saw how from this part, when he decided to even look towards there, that was resembled, that looked, when from this part perspective, I was looking,
Yeah.
let's say upwards, I'm looking at light.
Okay.
And the moment that part started to look, he started to cry immediately.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, what is this? And so that part had a few times going back and forth. And every time he looked, he started to cry and back and forth and back and forth. It's very similar to what we had in 2 sessions ago when we had the kind of a spar. Then I saw more clearly
Mhm.
the dynamic in my system, the too much self thing in certain layer. So it was kind of the same because in that heaven or high vibration layer, there's a lot of self. So when that part from the lower density in the system was even just looking there, it started to cry.
Uh-huh.
So I assumed that part was looking at self
Yeah. Yeah.
or more embodiment of self.
Are you curious about leaning in there? Or is there more? And that seems curious. It seems interesting. But there may be more you want to notice too.
We can go there.
Okay. So I'd like to speak if you're available to the part that was crying. Are you available?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. So how should you be referred to? How would you like me to call you?
got a visual of an orc, like from the Lord of the Rings.
Orc. Oh, okay. Yeah. So are you an orc? Are you the orc part?
You know how in the Lord of the Rings, these orcs, they are deformed because they're so disconnected from connection to source or self or
Mm-hmm.
God. So this is kind of how I experience myself.
Okay. So when you looked, what was it you saw? And thank you for explaining that. When you looked over, what was it you saw?
White light, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm staring at the sun.
And what about that for you made you cry?
I have no idea. That was the
Ah,
instinctual reaction. I heard a part say, I don't deserve it.
you don't deserve the white light.
Yes,
And when we say, I don't deserve it, is that you? That you don't deserve it?
I assume yes.
Okay. Um, what, from your perspective, if anything, would make you deserve it? Is there something that would make you deserve it?
It's as if when I look at it, it burns for some reason.
The white light burns.
It's kind of like a vampire that cannot be in sunlight or something like this.
Okay. What would happen to you if you were in the white light? You would burn, but what does that mean? What is the burning experience?
I just saw a scene from the show Lucifer where he was in the belief that God cursed him, that if he will go back to heaven, he will turn into ash because he will burn to death. And in the show, his loved one died, went to heaven, and he went
Mhm.
to visit her in heaven because he needed to save her in some way. So when he reached heaven, he started to burn. And it was an act of sacrifice, sacrificing his own life to maybe have the chance to save her.
And so is there something you would like to sacrifice?
I hate this concept of sacrifice.
Oh, okay. Mm. What is it you hate about it?
I don't understand why me, why do I have to suffer?
Mm. I see. What are you thinking? You were currently you seem
Need to turn on the light for the get dark.
okay.
1 second.
Okay. Welcome back.
There's a part that said it's very symbolic what just happened.
Are you turning the light on?
This resistance to sacrifice is familiar to me.
Okay.
That pattern was coming up through the years, recent years. And Jordan Peterson, he talks about the idea of bearing the cross.
Is there something you feel you need to bear?
It's as if I don't have a choice. Because if I will resist it, just cause harm. And if I don't resist it, there will be also pain, but the potential of something positive as well.
Mm-hmm.
I remember how Peterson said when he was talking about Jesus, how his sacrifice was the strongest because he was betrayed by people that he trusted the most when they knew that he was not in the wrong,
Mhm.
but still betrayed him and painted him in black, or in my language.
Mm-hmm.
And after all of this, he was still staying in a place of love towards them. They know not what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And that pisses me off.
Yeah. Right. Right. What would you like to do about it?
Well, my reaction would be to burn them all.
Okay. That's understandable.
So it makes me angry, which means I'm powerless towards something. The concept of pain and suffering makes me angry. Now I see another scene in Lucifer when Lucifer was angry that God even created the concept of pain and misery. So yeah, I can feel the anger and rage coming up.
Okay. They're okay to be with that. Just checking in.
This is the moment where if I was in ecstatic dance, I would put my music. I will let this fire out.
Mm-hmm.
And the ecstatic, I get so angry that there was a part saying I can't take it anymore. I'm going crazy.
Okay. Yeah. And so the part that can't take it anymore, are you the one we've been talking to, or are you another part?
Don't know.
Okay.
So now I hear the same screaming that I hear, and I'm at the ecstatic. The scream of pain and agony.
Mm-hmm.
And then some voice said, "Try and look at the light." Oh, I heard, "I hate the light. It has abandoned me."
What if you stay with the light? Would that be okay? Maybe there's something that the light too would like to share with you.
There's a song coming up in my head called "The Throne" by Bad Omens. This is exactly how I'm feeling right now.
And what does the song speak of?
There's this sentence: "Take me to the pearly gates of heaven, and I will look you in the eyes when I spit in your face." So, spit in your face probably is God or the light.
And why would he want to do that?
That he's in pain.
God's in pain.
No, the guy in the song is in pain.
Oh, okay. I was just curious why God would want to spit if he's
Let's say,
light.
let's say I'm singing the song, then I say
Mm-hmm.
that sentence.
Okay. And what are you noticing now? What are you feeling,
Voice
aware
is
of?
asking, but so what is the pain?
Mm-hmm. That's great. Follow that.
It's pain of abandonment, betrayal, loneliness, powerlessness, worthlessness. Is hate towards everything and towards myself as well.
And would you like to do with this anger? Is there anything you're thinking about that you might need? Expressing it or letting someone know about it?
This is where I would put music and feel the anger, and then at some point, while the anger is coming out, I'll start to cry for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I perceive that the light has abandoned me.
Okay. But I'm going to invite you to look around. I'm curious if it just was not accessible. I wonder if it's still there, but just maybe hidden.
So I hear a very aggressive side saying, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, fuck that, fuck the light, fuck everything.
Okay. Are you open to connecting with that part that's upset? Might be worth us getting to know him.
And simultaneously, I hear a part saying, I can't take it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he seems really angry and he can't take it anymore.
From this perspective, you can understand school shooters.
Because they can't take it anymore.
You cannot take it anymore. You just put all that aggression everywhere, and whatever happens, happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of losing the value of life.
Yeah. So for him, what does it matter, right? What does it matter anymore? I would invite you to just stay with him and hear him out. He's upset. He's angry.
At least there will be some kind of an empowerment in doing it. Because then everyone are in my mercy.
Yeah.
And I will not give them that mercy. I will make them suffer.
When did you first suffer? When did you first lose power?
To know.
Okay. It's always been.
Miss you.
How old are you?
I But it doesn't make
You're really
sense.
young. Hmm.
But it doesn't make sense.
Okay. Ask him about it.
It doesn't make sense to me that I'm 5. But that's just what the first thing that came up.
Okay. What happened or what experiences do you notice about being 5? Sometimes we know our age and then we
Powerlessness.
connect. Powerlessness. You didn't have any power when you were little. What was going on then?
Was taken from me
Mhm.
by force. That's why I wish I could make them pay.
Right. Right.
I want everyone to suffer the same way that I suffer.
And how do you suffer? I'd be interested in hearing, so at least you won't have to carry it all alone.
I'm constantly in a state of anger and hate. nonstop. Rage. And I heard another sentence from another song saying, "All I know is violence."
Mhm. Yeah. You have a lot of anger, a lot of rage, and you're welcome to it. What else do you want to share about that? I hope you're okay with talking about it.
So there's this desire in me to just walk around and cause chaos.
Yeah.
For example, walking here at the beach, some people are sitting, just throw sand on their face. Somebody's eating, throw his plate.
And that would help. I get it. How would it help you? I respect that it would be helpful. How would that help you?
I assume it's an outlet for the pain.
Okay. Well, do you want to do that? Would that be helpful inside to just get this out? Just get some of your anger out, some of your rage. You can try it and see how it goes.
It's like I'm in the complete opposite vibration of love. So I imagined just going to random people and pointing out their flaws.
Mm-hmm.
You're short, you're ugly, you're fat, you're blah, blah, blah.
Were your flaws pointed out? Did they do that to you?
You know?
Are you pointing out people's flaws right now?
It was a part thinking. It's interesting to connect to this monster
Hmm?
but not in a judgmental way. When that voice said monster, so that voice looks at me as a part that has his wires crossed and has a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
Then I heard motherfuckers with their compassion. That's why they resist the light so much.
Yeah.
Again, what comes up, I hate it. It wasn't there for me when I needed it.
Yeah. Yeah. What else would it like to say about this?
So some voice said, "Well,"
It said what? I'm sorry.
said, "Well, what if it is here now?"
Yeah. What too if it was always there but hidden, that other parts hid it?
I don't understand why I'm hiding from it. Okay, so I hate it because it has. I perceive that it has abandoned me.
Mm-hmm.
And now I remembered a few years ago there was a understanding that when I embodied the light as a child, there were negative consequences.
Okay.
And this is also partly what made me attractive to the perpetrator, the one who sexually abused me.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to be divorced from it.
Mm. From the light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so maybe this part decided that the light wasn't good. And you can ask, did you decide the light wasn't good because you couldn't be near it?
I experienced that the light was just drifting away, and then I stayed in the darkness and I started to deform like the orcs.
Okay. So this isn't your real form. You're not deformed like the well, I mean, you are right now, but this isn't who you truly are. Maybe the light could transform you.
When I look at the light, I experience disgust. For some reason, when I was looking at the light, I was looking at a mirror and I was looking at myself and I experienced disgust.
Mm. So maybe that's not the real you. You know, you said that you became deformed. I'm curious if that's not all of you, all of who you are.
I just saw how with this girl 2 days ago when I told her about the bird and the belief being a monster,
Mm-hmm.
how she responded to it. It's like I'm already identified with it and I want to push away anything that
You're already at what with it? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
identified with it.
Okay.
And then it's as if I want to push away anything that contradicts or questions that.
Okay. So if you identify with it, tell me about your identity. Tell me more about who you are. I just want to get to know you.
I heard a song, a sentence from this Eminem saying, I am who you say I am, pointing at my mom, calling me a monster.
So your mom told you were a monster? And you identify with that?
Directly or indirectly, yes.
Okay.
So some voice asked me, what am I gaining from this identity? And the reply was, it's better to hold on to that than
Then what?
than admitting to than resisting that I'm not what she says I am. So it's easier to just say, okay, this is who I am, than keep resisting her.
Mm-hmm. And what was it like when you were resisting? Why was that not a good option?
Because if I pushed against, I only get more resistance towards me.
Mm-hmm. And what was uncomfortable about that? What did you want and not get? Or what was that resistance like?
There was a part saying how crazy it is that yesterday I was talking with a client this exactly about this pattern. What was your question again?
Yeah, what was the resistance like for you? And you're welcome to just follow this pattern too. Yeah. Trust your instincts.
I see a young child receiving her messages and the programming, and because she was so convinced in what she says, the child just believed it and took it as face value. Especially when she said that it's just in my genetics, there's nothing to do about it.
So at some point, you started believing this is just who you are.
Yes. So if I believe that this is who I am, I cannot be in touch with the light.
Yeah. Wait, is that a requirement to hold? Do you have to keep holding that belief? What might happen if you didn't hold it?
No answer is coming up.
Okay.
I don't know how it is not to hold it.
Yeah.
It's so ingrained in my identity.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
There was some part I was trying to ask. Like I'm noticing some voice trying to reach out to me, and then there's resistance.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think it might be helpful to get to know you and stay with you for a little bit. I'm sorry there's this resistance, but there's a good reason for it. If we stay with you, hear you out, we may learn more about it.
So I'm trying to think, who am I without it?
And who are you with it? We start there. Are you permitted to be angry, maybe, with it? You can hold all this anger.
Oh, it's crazy. I'm getting constantly disconnected.
And maybe turn towards that then. Maybe turn towards the disconnection and ask who's disconnecting you. It might be worth finding out why it wants to disconnect.
I think there is kind of an uncoupling process happening. And I'm starting to question who I am. and my breathing becomes faster.
Mm-hmm.
Some voice said, "Who do you want to be?" Then my reply is, "What is this stupid question? It sounds that I can choose."
You don't believe you have a choice, do you?
Yes. And then that voice said, "Well, if there was a choice, what would you choose?" The choice would be to spit in the face of this voice.
Yeah.
Why am I so resentful?
Because you have a right to be. You're allowed to be angry. Your choice, your power, everything that this part, the one that is saying like you have a choice, and everything that the light represents was taken from you. You were told you were a monster. You were told you have no choice. It's in your DNA. Well, yeah, it makes sense to me that you would be angry if people are saying you have a choice.
I'm experiencing a voice trying to reach me, and then disconnection is happening.
Mhm. Maybe it's you. Maybe you want to disconnect. Maybe you don't want, I'm curious about that. Maybe it's not another part. Maybe it's just you disconnecting.
It's like I want to be left alone in my suffering.
Mhm. And tell me about that. Tell me about the value in that. Tell me about suffering alone.
At least then I'm not needing or being dependent of anyone.
Okay. And why is that bad to be dependent?
Because only disappointment comes out of it.
Okay. Who did you depend on and who disappointed you? Is it your mother or is it other people?
Everyone who was close to me, people that I was supposed to trust the most.
Mhm. I'm sorry they let you down.
there is a strong overwhelm, the heavy breathing.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard, oh my fucking god, I fucking hate them all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they all let you down. They weren't there for you.
It's like I want to torture them all. Receiving satisfaction from their pain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing some parts using kind of humor, saying, finally found the monster, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is this? It's like these parts are giving me a welcome party or something.
Okay. They've probably been waiting to get to know you, waiting to meet you. And you don't have to like it or understand it. That's okay.
They're using playfulness to tease out my own playfulness out. This is so confusing. When I ask them, don't you experience hate? And then they kind of pretend as if they do.
Pretend as if they
And
do.
now I saw, have you seen the movie Soul, the animation?
Mm, no.
So in that movie, there are this kind of, it may be the one of the most strongest representation of self, kind of like guides.
Okay.
And suddenly I saw a flash of them.
Mhm. Okay. They've been waiting for you. Is it okay to be with them?
I said, I don't understand what the fuck do you want from me? They say, well, not much. We just love you.
Mm-hmm. How is that for you to hold our experience there?
So I don't understand. Are they retarded?
Maybe they just care. I know that's different, something you're not always used to.
It resembles how Rafiki from The Lion King teased Simba when he was an adult.
Mhm.
Something is shifting in me for some reason. I'm less in the anger,
Okay. What are you noticing now?
confusion.
What are you confused about?
I just saw a praying mantis.
Oh, okay. You want to stay with that? I'm going to ask about the praying mantis.
The reason why something in me is changing is because they're not impacted in any negative way by my negative emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So because they don't resist me, my anger or hatred didn't persist.
And what's your anger and hatred like right now?
It's like I'm in space and it turned, I see a red ball, and then it looks like, as I saw in National Geographic, like when a planet is being formed, and initially it's like a ball of lava or fire or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they are just dancing.
Mhm. Would you like to be dancing or do you not like to dance?
I think it's stupid. I was thinking what would happen if I would just spit in one of their faces and it makes me laugh for some reason.
You try it and see what happens. My guess is they probably would be okay with it. That's what I think. But you might have to find out.
They just turned into a game.
Mhm.
So they're kind of spitting on one another now. The fuck is this? There is some part in me that said, well, that's it, it's official, I've gone crazy. And then some laughter wants to come out and I block it.
It's hard for you to experience humor, I think. You don't have much space or room for that joy and humor, and that's okay.
Just saw that I received a message from this numerology girl. So I drifted away a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
From what girl? I missed.
Some
You
whatever
said
girl.
what?
And then as I was drifting away, they are saying, be careful to not lose your anger in a teasing, playful way.
Mm. Yeah, I think anger and all emotions are important, and I'm wondering if you're concerned that someone's going to try to get rid of you. You're very much needed.
I don't experience that they're trying to get rid of me. It's they're trying to transform me in a way.
Okay. What do they want to transform you into? And I guess maybe I'll ask that differently. What would you like to be transformed into? What would you like for you?
I look at them dancing and having a blast, and there is some. It's obvious they feel better than I feel at the moment. They're having fun while I suffer.
But may I ask something? Is it fun for you to suffer? And maybe fun's the wrong word, but like I I I think in a good way, I think this is who you are, and it's good for you.
Is it good for me to suffer? No, it's painful.
Okay. So would you like to stop suffering?
I'm afraid to say yes.
No. All right. What would happen if you said yes? What are you afraid of?
It's as if I'm gonna lose my identity.
Well, you don't have to. You can keep your identity. What would you like to be doing if you weren't suffering?
Well, I wish I could be like them.
Fun, joyful, happy? What do you mean by like them?
Starting to cry for some reason. It's as if they are agents of light and I'm agent of darkness. objectively they are in a higher vibration than I am. They're in heaven, I'm in hell. So they say, what if you had the choice to join us? My answer is, I don't belong.
It seems like they're pretty welcoming. I think they might suggest to you that you would be welcome with them.
It's exactly the same thing I experienced a few days ago when this woman invited me to a house party and I went there. Wow, this is fucking crazy.
What happened?
A few months ago, I started to talk with this um, Israeli mother. I didn't know she was a mother back then, but this woman that had one of the most beautiful energy I've ever seen.
And what was it about that energy that you noticed or liked?
She felt so warm and loving and caring, and she smiles so much.
And is that something that you want?
I guess. And she's married, she has kids. And a few months ago, I saw her. So when I imagined her as being a mother and how she interacts with kids, I had a certain vision of how it looks like, and it looked fucking amazing. And then I
Mm-hmm.
saw her at a restaurant with her kids, and the way she interacted with her kids is exactly what I envisioned in my head. It's one of the most beautiful things I've seen.
Okay.
And then
Maybe you'd
she,
like to have a mother like that. Maybe you'd like to imagine a mom that's similar. It's able to interact and connect and receive you.
a couple of weeks ago, I saw she did a story on her social media where she had this party in her house with friends that came over. And I remember looking at that, and then I was thinking to myself, I wonder how it would feel to me if she were to invite me to this kind of event.
Mm-hmm.
And then she did, out of nowhere, a few days ago.
Are you going to go?
I went there,
Okay. Good. And
and
how was it?
I really enjoyed talking with her. And she said that the way she opens up to me, she doesn't open up like this, maybe to anyone. And it's like we know each other for a long time already. And she wanted me to do some kind of a workshop for men in her villa. So she was very welcoming to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was sitting on this hammock and I was looking at all the people, exactly the same pattern that I just experienced of not belonging was present, even though objectively I know it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
People did want to get to know me, but there was still that trigger of not belonging, especially when there's music, loud music, and people dancing. Then it gets very strong. It's like a
Yeah.
battlefield for me.
Okay. And how is it to have this awareness, getting this? I'm just checking in to see what you're noticing or experiencing about this information.
Sometimes I get glimpses of another version of me that is completely free, where I'm the guy who would be in the middle of the dance floor, even if nobody is still there because everybody are kind of drinking and mingling, and I'm starting the party and then inviting others to join. It's very similar to my previous ex. She has that. And I want that also.
One of the ways to get those things is by releasing what holds you back. There could be some things that are keeping you from those things.
So I'm wondering what keeps me in this hell. This identity. I've often always been that kid. Since no, actually I remember when I was like 5, I saw NSYNC and Backstreet Boys on MTV,
Okay.
and I did dance until I got beaten because I was making noise. And my grandma needed to, she was working at the nights, so she slept at the days.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I was free once.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was watching the boy bands and how they danced, and I tried to dance like them. And I don't think I was inhibited at all.
Yeah. So your identity might be different than what you thought it was. Maybe you were uninhibited in the past. Maybe it was someone and something that you were.
Wow, suddenly I experienced a very strong desire to also dance at those events.
Mhm.
On Sunday at the Ecstatic, I saw that girl from Saturday. She was dancing there. She was so free. Then she wanted me to dance with her, but didn't feel safe.
Okay.
And I love how crazy she went in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looping on the thought of what the fuck is happening to me. It's like I feel this excitement coming from here.
Yeah.
So it could be that it is this uninhibited child that is coming to the surface.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad you're getting to experience him. And I'm curious if you'd like to get to know more of this uninhibited child. Would you be willing to spend some more time getting to know him, discovering new way to be, which was actually, I think, probably the way you were all along, rediscovering who you were.
I want, and at the same time, there is anxiety about it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a very similar anxiety that comes up when I want to approach women.
Okay. Well, that's helpful to know.
Noticing we're about to finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hope you'll stay connected and get to know this part. I definitely think we'll be revisiting him. And I was looking at my calendar here right at the end. Next week is Memorial Day. In the States, I'll be off. I won't be available. We'll have to meet in 2 weeks. Okay. So hopefully you'll have a little bit more time with these parts between then, and I look forward to getting back connected with you and with him in 2 weeks.
Would be fascinating if in 2 weeks from now I'm gonna tell you how I danced the whole event.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Amen.
Great. All right, Neo, we'll see you in a few weeks, okay?
Thank you very much, Samuel.
Yep. All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.